Well, it's Cole Jackson Curtis. I'm an independent artist, mainly musical, and the things that Brent is into. I guess music and film, and just performing artist. I try to, I guess, make my own thing. I thought I would talk about an upcoming project, the inspiration, and yeah, just like talk about things that I might not ever talk about that are kind of relevant right now to me. So dive in to my own personal adventure with art. The more bigger ideas around art are making sense. I don't understand how. So yeah, I'm interested in, I guess, talking about an upbringing and a family upbringing and background that is currently, and I guess, is a big part of my art. Whether or not I'm incorporating it or not incorporating it is a big part of my art. So, my great grandfather was a Marine who fought in World War II in Iwo Jima, and then later worked in Hollywood as an animal trainer, and then eventually bought a ranch in Northern California and ran a cowboy western show for many years, as well as other things, like a whole theme park almost. And that was big on my mom's side of the family. That's where that was from. And yeah, he died when I was 6. One of the only family members who I was, getting close with as a kid who did die. And I was really young. I don't remember much of that era. I remember the funeral a little bit, but I remember, a few memories of him. But he was like my family's hero from my mom's side of the family, basically. And even my dad, personally. I literally had an action figure of him, Heroes of Iwo Jima, Kenneth, and it looked just like him. Like it was a collectible my mom had, and I was the first to take it out of the box, which I kind of regret, but I was a kid and I had permission. And yeah, you might recognize his work in Hollywood. The Lion, that roars before movies at MGM. He worked at MGM. He also trained the cheetah chimps in the Tarzan movies, I'm pretty sure. Amongst others, animals and things. It's pretty cool. And yeah, and then I guess I'll break into the main inspiration for me now, but he's a big reason why I guess I'm the way I am. He was the creative one, I guess, in the family, and everyone admired him for it, but not the same story for me. But he started a show ranch on Fickle Hill in Arcata, called Lazy L Ranch. His last name is Lemster. As I said before, his first name is Kenneth. And he came up with a whole world set in the Old West, of a sheriff and outlaws and damsels in distress, and he even did like a monster walk at Halloween where people, in the family would dress up as the villains and monsters from the classics, and it went all the way through the forest on this like wagon ride and walkabout, and my mom was like the little girl that jumps rope and says Freddy's theme song. The Wolfman jumped out of the trees from a rope. Pretty sure Jason Voorhees or the Texas Chainsaw Massacre dude, Leatherface, would literally go up with a real chainsaw that had a rubber thing and touch people. And my mom lived there in her childhood, as well as like her cousins and stuff. At least they all went there. But my mom lived there. And then I lived there just years after the fact, when it was a ghost town. It was just a dressage ranch for horses, but all the old stuff was there. And hopefully I've been putting pictures of certain things. It's a cool ranch. There's a lot of old buildings that are like, I'll put those pictures up now of like the blacksmith shops and the saloon and stuff like that. And yeah, my grandpa was an actor in the shows and helped build the ranch. Who was who like married into the family, and it's just a big part of like our history. And that's the thing, is I don't really feel included with anything in my family. Certain things I've decided to leave behind. Certain things felt like I was just kicked out of the picture. A very like old-fashioned Christian family, and I used to be, and I'm not now. And that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from, is the blocks that keep my family connecting to me. And yeah, I've just always been the family scapegoat, and I could go into a lot of it, but I won't, because it's gonna burn slowly. And that's just what I'm doing. I feel like in my whole artistic journey is going into what that is. So but my next project is a Western album called Lazy. And I recorded all the music. I just have to produce it, meaning mix it and master master it, but I'll probably get it mastered. And I guess it's like it's like maybe here's what it isn't. It's not the music that I dove into my soul for. It's not the music that came from the pain of truth and the value from previous life lessons that ultimately shaped my existence on this planet. It's not what I've spent years making sound good and authentic and cool. It's what's left over. It's what my family would prefer / what they can't accept delivered as something they'd prefer. It's real and it's raw. At the same time, it's flawed and exaggerated, and maybe not exaggerated as much as that sounds, but it's exaggerated isn't the right word. Generalized. It's simple, but it's different. It's live. It's all real sounds, all real instruments, and you know, it was fun. It was fun to make. But I do have another project coming that's not a Western. At least it wasn't supposed to be. And that one is not for the faint of heart. I suppose the reason I'm making this video is